Sunday Night Football off the bat. My big question right now is, are the Miami Dolphins overrated?
I was right. I finally won an argument. Let's go.
Okay.
I was proven right.
Sure, whatever. But you have to admit that Makachev had more to lose, though.
I won.
Makachev had more to lose.
won.
Makachev had more to lose.
I won.
But did Makachev have more to lose?
I won. End it off with that.
Fine.
End off the episode with that.
No, we're not ending up with that. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BTR podcast.
Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe, and help us get to 200 subscribers.
Yeah, by the end of the month, hopefully, and we're getting closer and closer. Make sure you guys follow our Instagram, our Twitter, and our TikTok. We post pretty much daily there as on YouTube Shorts. We post our TikTok /Reels /YouTube Shorts, whatever you guys like to call it, almost on the daily. Yes, the odd occasion we might miss a day or two, but yeah, we'll try to bring back the challenge videos again. Right now, we're just focused on putting the podcast clips. Audio listeners, as always, make sure you guys download it, whatever platform you guys use, and rate it 5 stars if you enjoy it. However, go over to the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, because there's many of you guys probably don't know that we have a YouTube channel, and you guys could hit that subscribe button and like the video there as well. And on the flip side, if you're listening or watching it on YouTube, if you guys don't know, we are on audio platforms. We mention it pretty much every podcast episode, but you guys could also download it there and give it a 5-star rating as well. Help us, get the numbers going. Before we continue, are we gonna drop a bonus episode tomorrow again on Tuesday? NBA this time, season preview, where we'll give our predictions and everything similar to the NHL and the MLB Playoffs, etc. NFL. We also said we were gonna drop a tier list video this past weekend. We did. However, there are some issues that came on that video, so right now we'll be looking to drop that off this week. We put that on our Instagram story, YouTube community post, and our Twitter. So like I said, all updates usually go on there, so make sure you guys follow and subscribe. Sorry for any delays. It's just we want to make sure we have the best content out for you guys.
Yeah.
Without a further ado,
let's get right into it.
We're gonna start off with some sad news. We're gonna start off in the soccer world. Man United legend. Both stories that we're gonna get into. One tragedy sad, one sad in general. Sir Bobby Charlton, Man United, great Man United legend. Whenever you think of Manchester United, you definitely think of Sir Bobby Charlton first, almost compared to next to Ferguson probably. Has passed away on Saturday, our time Saturday morning, at the age of 80, I believe, or 80 something. I'll double check that, but yeah, legend, Premier League legend, World Cup winner, survived the Munich air crash, the situation that happened back in 1958, the crash. Ended up winning the 66 World Cup for England and other European trophies.
Yeah, I mean, Sir Bobby Charlton is like, he's big for the club when like the players wanted to win for him on the weekend themselves. Like,
86 years old.
Scott McTominay came out and said, we got to win this for Sir Bobby Charlton. Obviously, it's just sad news. Prayers up for the Charlton family and
Man United family, teammates, everyone there. He was 86, and the cause of death was given as complications from his dementia. So there's only been, speaking of the Munich, wrong thing. There's only one more player that is left surviving from the 1966 World Cup. His name is Jeff Hurst. Rest in peace to a legend. Obviously, we never watched him play, but when you're a Man United fan, you know him. Any fan you are, legends in your club, and he is the legend, I guess, player-wise for sure, as you could tell. So rest in peace and condolences to everybody, all his loved ones, friends, teammates, everyone, really.
Yeah.
Moving on to another bit of sad news, but more on the celebratory side. Christine Sinclair, we were always Canada legend. She officially has announced that she's hanging the cleats up, retiring from international soccer to be exact. And based on what she posted she posted like a weird story of hanging cleats on the post, took that down. But the next day, she officially put out a story that she's out. This this year will be her last. So this coming calendar year, I think
Yeah.
they play games in Vancouver, which makes sense, being a Burnaby girl, playing at BC Place, and I believe she might play over at the Island. I'm not sure about that, but for sure Vancouver. But she will be playing one more year of club soccer with Portland. She did say at the end of her post, P.S. Portland, how about one more year? So you could still see her play in the NWSL. Gonna talk about this a little bit for sure. Being Canadian, Christine Sinclair, legend, Canada soccer, man or woman, GOAT for sure. No one comes close. No one touches what she has accomplished for Canada soccer. Officially put Canada soccer on the map. Influenced young females all across the country. Heck, even the world of people may have that tune into Canada soccer from time to time. You have Jordan Heidema, Julia Grosso, Jessie Fleming, Janine Becky, so on and so forth, and any future ones like Olivia Smith and So first, I'll let you give some.
I mean, you said everything. She's a GOAT of Canada soccer for sure. As simple as this: we didn't watch much Canada soccer back then, but we did know one player, which was Christine Sinclair.
Essentially, when
it was simple as that.
2012 onwards.
Not even that, like even before.
Oh yeah.
The one player on the Canada soccer was Christine Sinclair.
Came onto the scene at 16 years old.
Yeah, that's how goated she was. Obviously, she has the most goals, international goals as well. But yeah, no, she did everything she possibly could have to put Canada soccer on the map. She scored many goals, many big goals herself. I think the USA semifinal in 2012, I think she scored a hat trick that game against.
Still got robbed that game. And then from that bronze medal onwards, Canada women's soccer has been successful. Scored the opening goal when Canada hosted back in
2015.
The game was at Edmonton, but
2015.
In 2015. Sucks that she couldn't get a goal and we performed like crap at this World Cup. But she wanted to put Canada back on the Olympics, and it was a perfect time because there's no point going out like she did. I wish Sophie Schmidt kind of did the same thing she did, but help Canada get to the Olympics at least, and let the young ones carry. My question to you is, at least in our lifetime, is she the Canadian GOAT athlete? I think there's only one person that at the top of my head that comes close to her. Canadian athlete. I'm not counting Gretzky. I'm saying our lifetime.
Okay.
We'll come to that in a second.
So like what we've seen Canadian. Okay, I was gonna say instantly comes Gretzky.
Yeah.
But from what I've witnessed, Crosby's there.
Yeah, that's the only one I could think
Crosby's there.
Right. There's no one in the basketball scene right now.
No.
So, due to respect to with respect to Steve Nash, baseball, no one really pops up. I know we have Larry Walker and all these guys in the Hall of Fame, but I think she, like the way she. I'm like GOAT. I mean, not just performance and achievements and talent. I'm saying like the what's the word? The community and putting something on the map, right?
Yeah.
So
like
and
carrying something. She's legit carried.
Yeah. Football, no one, right?
Yeah.
And in individual sports, you could argue it might be a little too early. Andre DeGrasse. You could argue eventually Penny Oleksiak and maybe one of those swimmers. Who's the decathlon winner?
I forgot his name.
Well,
I legit searched this up like a week ago. I remember.
Eden's the American.
Yeah, Eden's American.
So there you go. Christine Sinclair's ahead of him, unfortunately.
He won bronze at the previous one, and then he won gold at this one.
Damien Warner. Yeah,
right. Damien Warner.
Damien Warner's a debate, right? But in terms of team sports,
George St. Pierre,
yeah, I guess. The only one that comes into mind right now with how big the sport is as well, I think it's Crosby or her. And it's a legit debate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be mad if any... I don't know. I'm not going to pick... We're not going to debate this right now.
Yeah.
But
like they have their moments,
is the GOAT. Alphonso Davies has a lot of work to do because he's the only one that I could think of.
Atiba Hutchinson's close.
Atiba Hutchinson's close. Unfortunately, the accomplishments weren't there as much. And now it's not, granted, it's not his fault fully.
Yeah.
But he is the most underrated Canadian athlete because how bad Canada men's soccer has been.
Yeah.
But... yeah, you said all time. I guess Gretzky will come into that equation, but the way
this is what we watch. We didn't watch Gretzky, so that's what
I'm saying.
Otherwise, it's a Gretzky.
It's probably Gretzky, but she still has a debate.
Yeah.
There's no chance. Do you think anyone comes close for any time soon? I don't think so. After you finish your water.
No,
right? Like, how much of a chance do you give a guy like Fonzie? for soccer purposes?
Okay, personally, I think it's World Cup. It's gonna be difficult to win.
No, for sure.
The Olympics are not really the same.
It's not. No, because they have U20, only
Yeah.
U20, 23. That's it.
So like, yeah, if someone wins the World Cup, then he's there, 100%.
Well, yeah,
he's
like,
won.
In terms of impact, like he has the talent, obviously. In terms of
Yeah.
impact, even from the women's side, I don't think anyone comes close. And Jordan
But
Heidemann.
how much do you include like club success?
I'm talking.
Are you talking about strictly Canada?
I'm talking strictly Canada in this case.
But then, yeah, the opportunity for Sinclair is.
But she's been like
more,
she's
yeah.
a legend in Portland.
Yeah,
either
she
way.
is, yeah.
And my thing is, in terms of impact, I don't think anyone's gonna come close even from the women's side. Yes, she has left a legacy there, so hopefully girls like Jessie Fleming, Julia Grosso carry it. Jordan Heidemann, it was built to be that person, and so far she hasn't lived to it. I don't know if it's just on her or the
No one's close.
team, but no one's close. Christine St. Clair, we appreciate you. Hopefully one day you're still involved in the game, especially for Canada Soccer, coaching.
Head coach.
Perhaps. Potentially, I could see her being
Future
a
head
head coach. But yeah, I don't know if she's going to be working with Diana Matheson for the Project 8.
Yeah.
She might be. I think she was on Donnie and Dolly earlier in the year during the World Cup, the Men's World Cup, talking about it. So
Yeah.
that being said, salute to a legend, the GOAT, no debate about it for Canada soccer purposes,
Yeah.
and arguably the GOAT athlete in Canadian history as well. Top 3 for sure.
Top 3.
On the comment,
Yeah. Top 3.
anyone watching this, comment if we're forgetting anyone.
And comment if we're forgetting any, like the older legends that we haven't watched.
Exactly. Like I said, Fonzie, a lot of work to do. Shea, a lot of work to do, but that's about it. All right, sticking with soccer. Let's just finish off the soccer stuff before we get into the NFL. The other, I guess, football's football eventually.
Football.
Champions League is back this week. Before we recap, but we'll recap the, I guess, the club soccer. Like we said, Bobby Charlton passed away, and Man United. It was a weird performance, but ended up winning it.
They won. Wasn't convincing. And Dalo with a banger goal to get the game winner.
Yeah.
Maguire is looking half decent.
He's
now.
actually looking decent. So like we
And,
gotta give props where it's due for him and
yeah.
McTominay. Yes, should we still sell him? I still agree with that. But yeah, I mean, Ten Hag stepped up, good subs. He started Anthony. He wasn't that bad. Subbed him when he needed to. But we'll see what happens at Champions League when hopefully the health of a lot of these guys come back, and it helps when we play Amrabat in the actual position and he killed him.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the
Amrabat was
other
good
thing.
as well.
Hopefully figures out.
I mean, there's not much to talk about Man United.
Yeah, not today. You guys won't hear us get mad today.
Yeah.
In terms of the other thing, the classic
Arsenal.
officiating takes, and we're gonna get into lead that into the NFL too. But officiating in all sports has been insane
It's been poor.
Including our Surrey Soccer League.
Yeah, that was poor as well.
So
That was very bad as well.
very bad. But I mean, off the bat, Merseyside Derby, Liverpool, I guess, won it. I don't know.
Yeah.
My mama said, "Did you watch the highlights?" I'm like, "No." I think he said it was a shit show. I don't know what happened.
It was.
Really.
I think it was a red card. I don't know what. It was a penalty too, I think.
Well, Ashley Young got it.
Yeah.
It was the same handball that Man United did not get for Tottenham.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it's been pretty bad. And then, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you expect Liverpool to win.
Oh no, the red card was different. Sorry, Salah got a penalty. Oh, they scored in the 98th minute, but that was to make it 2-0.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
And then, Liverpool was supposed to win, right? There's no doubts about it. Like, they still found a way to win. And I guess I feel like the VAR audio. I feel like
it might be helping him a little bit.
VAR audio is probably helping him now.
Other side of things, City back to winning ways. Brighton on a losing streak, including the Champions League. Europa League. What was the other? Oh, Newcastle 4-0 still. But the big matchup of the day was Chelsea versus Arsenal. Goaltending. You know, we thought everybody's shitting on Onana.
Goaltending.
Goalkeeping, sorry.
Goaltending's for hockey.
I know. Everybody's shitting on Onana. Rightfully so at the time. Who, by the way, bounce back game for him.
Good game for Nana, yeah.
But Robert Sanchez and David Raya making crucial mistakes. Some got them screwed. For example, Declan Rice's goal.
Yeah.
And obviously Raya got lucky in another part.
Arsenal-Chelsea, 2-2 game. To be fair, Chelsea should have won.
Arsenal shot it so bad.
Arsenal did play bad until they got their goal, which Robert Sanchez gifted them.
Yeah.
And then from that point, you want to give a team like that a goal.
Yeah.
And credit to Arsenal. If you were a shit team, like, they're a good team, they're title contenders. Title contenders find a way to win games no matter how bad they play.
Exactly.
Right? And they're in that them and City, Liverpool, and right now you could give the edge to Tottenham too. They should be the 4 contending for a title right now. And we'll see who. how long Tottenham stays there or how long Liverpool stays there. But for me, if it's coming down to two teams, it should be City and Arsenal. And so credit to Arsenal for that.
Leandro Trossard, man, it might be the new
He's-
Nani, or the new, like, how Man United had Fergie time. He might be that new guy for that, because I've seen him get on and make an impact a lot.
He's an
Flip
impactful
side,
player.
they subbed off Mudryk for Nico Jackson, right? That's his name.
The striker, right?
Yeah.
They signed, Nicholas Jackson.
He didn't do much when he came on as much, and then
Yeah, I mean, he-
that's
there
when
were chances.
Chelsea
He had
fans said the
chances.
game changed. That's when Chelsea said the game changed.
He had some chances he couldn't convert as well. He
Yeah.
couldn't execute. Execution wasn't there for him. Because I remember there's one cross, I think, they whipped it in, he lit it off to Sterling, didn't just under hit it a little bit, where Sterling couldn't get a proper shot off.
Yeah. Next weekend is gonna be a big weekend, so we'll talk about that on Wednesday mainly quickly. But Champions League, obviously we already know the big match. First of all, Man United, big game, they have to win against Copenhagen. Hopefully they do. On Tuesday, Arsenal Sevilla. Is Sevilla gonna try to tank for their Europa League again? Is the big question that
Arsenal's coming off of L2.
Same
So,
there.
yeah.
Yep. The big game: Newcastle, Dortmund, PSG, AC Milan. Right, those are the group of death.
That group's gonna have big games every week.
Yeah. So Newcastle destroyed PSG, right?
They did, yeah.
So let me just see the updated standings.
PSG destroyed Dortmund,
Yeah.
even though I think it was only 2-0 or something like that, or 3-1. Then
It was-
Newcastle destroyed PSG.
yeah.
So we don't know what's gonna happen there.
Let me just see. Okay, so Newcastle is 4 points, +3. PSG -1, 3 points. AC Milan have 2 points because they drew Dortmund, and Dortmund have 1. So it's anyone's race. It's one,
It is.
literally 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1 in points.
Still 4 games remaining. We'll see what happens
Yeah.
there. Dortmund's definitely got to pick it up because I think I said Dortmund was my lock. And
I said Dortmund and PSG, I believe, and you
I
said.
think I said Dortmund and Newcastle.
Yeah.
I went with the upset.
Okay. Let's go on from European to American football, and let's start with Thursday night football recap.
Thursday night football.
What was it? I just missed.
Saints and Jaguars.
Oh.
Um.
Yeah. What happened to that? I fell asleep again.
All right. So basically, Saints struggled the first
Yeah.
three quarters, 3.5 or 2.5 quarters, and they woke up. They were down, I think 20.
They were
20 something to 9. I
it
think
was
like
17-6 at half, and then it was
25 to 9.
24 to 9.
24 to 9. Yeah.
At the end of the third.
Yeah. So 24 to 9, and then that's when the Saints offense finally, what you expected them to look like from day one,
Yeah.
they finally looked like that in the fourth quarter, which is hope for Saints fans because it was good that was in the fourth quarter. They could finally carry it on. Jags perspective, I'll start from there. Good.
First question was the health of Trevor
Health of
Lawrence.
Trevor
He played and he
Lawrence,
looked
and
fine. Like he ran the ball.
He ran.
Yeah.
He-
I think he was a leading rusher.
Like
For that
yards
team-
wise.
for that his team,
18 again with another 2 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah. 2
And
touchdowns.
hey, Jags are back. There's one issue with the Jags is they're not closing games well. They made it into a game a little bit against the Colts. They made it into a game against the Saints. So if you want to be that contender in the AFC, you gotta figure out how to play from minute 1 to 60,
Yeah.
right? And you gotta figure out how to play a complete game because you can't be letting. You're lucky as the Saints. If it was someone else with better offense, they could have came back.
Yeah. Derek Carr was 33 for 55, 301 yards, a pick, a TD pass, right? Kamara, good game. 62 yards, but obviously.
Look at the receiving side.
Oh yeah, true. 91. Okay, never mind. Great game for Kamara. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's again, this game should not have been boring for me. This should have been like a good game. Like how, I guess you could say Sunday Night Football.
It was decent. It was a decent game. It was actually came down to the
But
wire.
to your point, the Jags made it that game, right?
Exactly.
And when I came home and I was like dead tired and I passed out because the game was boring at that point.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know what was going on, and obviously with us recording on Wednesday nights, it kind of takes an effect.
Yeah. Thursday takes an effect.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna reiterate it. You guys check out the last episode of what my thoughts on the Saints were, because we're genuinely annoyed. Like, I genuinely thought this team with the schedule they have should have been arguably the best team in the conference record wise.
But there's hope. Teams like this pick it up when they finally, like, you know how like in NBA, like if a team has a good fourth quarter, it sometimes carries over the next game when they start going on a little bit of run.
Yeah.
I could see something like that happening for the Saints. I pray it doesn't happen because they play the Colts next.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, their offense looked good in the fourth quarter. Obviously, Foster Moreau, we gotta bring this up, did drop that pass.
That usually I'm not gonna feel bad when a player drops a pass. Like I'll care if it's my team, but I won't feel bad because we'll cuss him out or whatever the case may be. In this case, though, I feel bad because we already know the story of Foster Moreau. With this cancer situation, I believe, and obviously fought his way back, had the game in his hands to tie it, started crying after. Athlete would, right? And I love it that the players consoled him. You know, they didn't DeAndre Hopkins him.
But that's true. That's true.
But
but to be clear, both of us agree that it should have been caught.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's still business. It's still part of the game.
It's still part of the game, and
if I was a Saints fan, I would be pissed. But I guess because of Foster Moreau, they won't be as pissed.
Yeah. But one last thing, there was a lot of Derek Carr rage moments, finger pointing, and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah, the one where he was blaming Chris Olave for not catching, and he threw it like 10 yards out of bounds down the line or something.
I think that's
he was pointing at him like, "Why don't you go up the field?" And he threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't know. Is he losing the locker room? Is he? Because when you're the quarterback, you kind of gotta be that guy, right? The team.
I don't know how much of it is just his frustration, because I don't see Derek Carr being that type of guy, because we've seen him go through a lot worse in Vegas / Oakland. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
But there's hope for Saints fans. That I'm trying to say. If that fourth quarter really does carry over to the next game, there's hope for you guys. But right now the division is with the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah,
they're up. But before we
get that, but
let's go. Let's go. The Colts. Let's just get it over with. It's a big story. There's a big story
we'll
there.
For the Colts Browns
before we get to Sunday Night Football.
Game of the week for sure.
Yeah.
39-38 game. Who knew the game of the week, potential game of the year, could have been game of the year, kinda. I'm still giving to Chargers, Dolphins in week 1.
Yeah.
Was gonna be between PJ Walker and Gardner Minshew.
That plus, of course, the officiating makes its return
as well. Yeah. But before we get on to the end of the game, Minshew still had 4 turnovers like last week, but much better performance this week. I think
he's still 0-0 winless with 300 plus yards.
Yeah,
because he just hit 305.
Yeah.
So there's a stat where he was 0-7 and the Colts were winning in the third quarter at that point, but then came back and won. Jonathan Taylor, shout out. He's getting back into things from 2021. But listen, as a Colts fan, it's a moral victory for sure. Like, obviously, we're not expected to be in this stage. We're playing the best defense in the league, first and pass.
And you dropped 38 on them.
You dropped 38
with your backup
on them.
Quarterback.
With pick, with sack, fumbles, and strip sacks or whatever. And we had the game won, right?
Okay, to be fair, yes, officiating messed it up because we had the lead. We were in a position to win.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a strip sack in your own end zone is not gonna help.
Yeah,
right?
no,
because
for
to be fair, the Cleveland offense wasn't good. We just gave them so much good field position in the first half, whereas there is a defense score, a blocked field goal, which started them in our own 30 again, which gave them a field goal.
Yeah.
Right? Like they kept on getting free points in the first half. That's what got them to 27 at halftime.
Listen, I'm not a guy.
But at the same time, that was a terrible PI call.
Yeah, no, this is the thing. I usually agree that like a one play in the game doesn't change the whole impact, and I get it. We weren't the perfect team, but at that moment,
You're winning.
You're winning with 5 points. They need a touchdown, and yeah, PJ Walker credit. He made a great play.
He made some good plays.
I think it was Elijah Moore or whoever it was, right before
the drive. Right? Yeah, I think he did
for initial third down pass.
Yeah,
but okay, it comes down to it. They make the play. Our defense stepped up. You can't even say our defense didn't step up because EJ Speed and DeForest Buckner, EJ Speed strip sack. Hard hit, and Defoe picked it up, right? D-Buck picked it up.
And then it was the
end of game, essentially, because there was one timeout remaining at that point.
And it was a penalty.
And they called a penalty.
The
first leg was
illegal contact.
Illegal contact.
That's what it was.
And in my opinion, I don't know.
I don't think it was
apparently the rule of definition, it is by the law of the rule, very technical though. It is illegal contact. However, at that moment, you don't call that type of illegal.
Bro, okay.
It was nothing crazy.
Illegal contact, but who initiated the contact? Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
It's not like Darryl Baker, who was in coverage, ran into him.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper ran into him, and I think it was an angle out route. I don't know what it's called. Angle route, I think that's what it's called. When you go up and you go angle outwards. Amari Cooper ran into Darryl Baker and angle route outwards. Amari Cooper's route was not impacted.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say here.
2 things with that as well. I'm not sure how much this comes into play because I don't know the rule book fully. He didn't have like a chance to throw it to him either. He just already
Okay, those ones get called, like, doesn't matter if it's throwing it or not. Those
Okay,
ones,
true.
those
Okay,
ones
fine.
get called
Let's
all the time.
move over then.
The next one, which was
So
PI.
now, granted, to be fair, not to be fair. If that was legit in bounds, Darrell Baker
Oh yeah,
could
it's
not be
100%
starting for
PI.
us.
Like the contact and the holding.
Yeah, it's
was there.
100% a PI if the ball was in play.
The issue is you're throwing it to the fans. The ball
Yeah.
landed by the fans, basically.
Yeah, it was very uncatchable play. You guys could look it up.
Everyone is agreed that the Colts got robbed. Everyone has agreed that the ball was uncatchable. It was 6 yards beyond the touchdown, right? Beyond the radar, beyond the touchdown. And
Beyond.
and yeah, so it was a terrible call. Like there was no receiver in the world is catching that. No super
Not even Wembanyama if he was an NFL player.
exactly. Like nobody in the world is catching that unless you're freaking like Superman or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and then because of that, to be fair to Colts' credit, they got 3 stops out of the 4, and the 4th one, obviously, they were going to run it, and we
Yeah.
couldn't stuff them because it was literally at the 1 yard line.
But then,
And then at the end of the game, we had an opportunity. Obviously, it would have been
well, it was 15
crazy.
seconds, one timeout. Like, what are you going to do?
We're gonna,
With, to be fair, it's still got to make it.
and to be fair, like I said, moral victory. Yeah, we did lose the game, which means we have a chance at Marvin Harrison Jr. But I don't really care about that right now because the one thing with this team is like we want to just be fun. Results don't matter. And
It's fun.
listen, without Anthony Richardson, this was fun.
It's still fun.
With Anthony Richardson, it was also fun. And now we
Yeah.
have JT back. So,
Yeah, good to see
listen,
him
we have
back.
one of the easiest schedules remaining. Like I said, we're going after the Saints, who I think, on paper, the Saints should beat us.
Yeah,
But based on
100%.
how the play has been going, I won't be surprised if we win or it's a close game. On the flip side, though, Myles Garrett is depoy, isn't he?
Yeah, one thing I've seen is like he may not have the stats, but when you see this guy play, this guy's impacting the game every single.
Oh, he got stats today for sure.
Yeah, today he got stats, but I'm saying like he might not have the stats. Like I think Daniil Hunter is like leading in sacks with like TJ Watt.
By the way, on
something.
the trade block, Daniil Hunter.
Yeah, and so, but when you watch Myles Garrett play, this guy's making impact play after play, minute after minute, quarter
Dude,
after quarter.
is he the greatest athlete in the game? Like,
Bro, he jumped over the
pure
line.
athleticism. I'm not saying athlete
pure-
as a whole.
He jumped over the line of scrimmage to block the field goal.
He's the best athlete in the game.
And he's a
specifically.
defensive end, yeah.
Yeah, so
like he's on a mission. He's playing like that, and 100% deserves because he's a full-on game wrecker, and he deserves to be depoy in my opinion. And yes, people may say, "Oh yeah, he might not have his stats. TJ Watt has his stats, right?" Watch this guy play.
yeah.
Just simple as that. Because at the end of the day, Cleveland is not the number 1 defense in the league without him.
I didn't watch much Cleveland until obviously today, and I see why. Simple as
It's
that.
100%.
There's a reason why all they need is competent quarterback play, and this team should be considered a Super Bowl contender. Obviously, right now there should be a playoff contender for sure. But yeah, Myles Garrett, elite, and we'll see how it goes down the line.
like he has my vote right now.
Yeah,
Like if he's playing, like I don't even know what he does the rest of the season, but he has my vote.
yeah.
As simple as that.
He's on a mission. First, there's a reason why they're first in the rush or first in the pass. I believe third in the rush. So
Something like that.
one or the other. The first
yeah,
and third. But yeah.
Overall, like
And overall, on the Colts side, we dropped 38 on that too. Still.
historically good defense led by Jim Schwartz,
Yeah,
and Colts dropped 38. Exactly.
yeah.
So there's hope for Colts fan, right? There's something getting built here. Just a cornerback addition in the offseason, a wide receiver addition in the offseason, and a healthy AR. Something could take off. You're making that face that something happened.
Sorry, no. If we get some news on the email inside, that's why.
Okay, yeah. So the business side.
Business side of things. You guys will find out. You could check your phone if you want to see
Yeah,
who it is. Oh, you saw it?
I didn't see it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's go to Sunday Night Football. We got to get to the big games because we had a bunch of big games today, right?
Or upsets.
And upsets as well.
Upsets.
Sunday Night Football off the bat. My big question right now is: are the Miami Dolphins overrated?
Yeah. First, we'll start off with the Eagles, just because give them the credit. Give credit where credit's due. You've been asking for this.
I wanted to be the classic media guy.
You've been asking for Eagles to perform against a good team, and Miami's a good team, right? They balled out. Jalen Hurts played well. O-line tush push, or brotherly shove, whatever it's called. 4 for 4 for that today.
Dude, no.
The
Before you continue, watching them do it is just like it's like in sync and everything is amazing to watch because you've seen other teams do it and fail. Like who did the Chargers play on Monday? Oh, Dallas. They failed. Like failed it, right? Just watching them do it without any question and ease. It's like, oh yeah, 4th and 1 in your own 10. I would trust them to do the tush push.
Yeah, like
on their own 10.
Like genuinely, they're
It's without ease.
They're first. They don't need to go like 10 yards, right? In 3 downs. They need to go 9 yards in 3 downs. That's all they have to focus on.
It's like
they just need to get 9 yards.
It's
and
like
their 4th and 1 is every time.
it's literally like DeMar DeRozan mid-range ease, Steph Curry 3-point ease. Like that's how easy it is.
It is easy. Like when you have Jason Kelsey and the 600-pound squat Jalen Hurts,
Yeah.
it should be that easy. And then obviously the tush push by AJ Brown and Dallas Goedert as well. That's where the tush push comes in, and it's just an unstoppable play, and they just do it better than everyone else. I don't think it should be illegal, right, or banned or whatever. But at the end of the day, like everyone has a chance of doing quarterback sneak. They just do it better than everyone else.
Yeah. No, I had to cut you off. Like, go to the defense now.
Oh yeah, defense is good. Jalen, like defensively, I had no issues with the Eagles. Right, I don't think you had any issues as well. Like they're still studs. Obviously, Georgia defensive players are going to be good players.
And then you have a ball hawk and Darius Slay.
Yeah,
not CJ Gardner. No, sorry, James Bradbury.
James Bradbury as well. But the offensive side, they finally
figured it out.
They figured it out, right? The passing game, especially AJ Brown, I think he has 5 consecutive games of 125 plus receiving yards, which is big for him. And yeah, they put up points. This is
what I wanted to see.
Yeah,
right. Like all their games, this is the first true test, and they passed it. So to my point on last episode, where I was like, when we did our superlatives, I was just like, are they just playing to the opponent's level? And so far, it did. Right.
And low-key, they still are because
the Dolphins are good.
Dolphins are injured as well.
Yeah. But here. Okay, so let's flip it. Eagles, shout out to you guys. You guys will find it on. Check out our rankings Tuesday and Wednesdays. Our power ranking.
But
for
Miami.
The week. But Miami. The 2 games they lost were against the 2 big teams. The games they won outside of, yes, the Chargers are the Chargers, but that was a good win. But outside of that, what was it really?
Patriots, Panthers, Giants.
So nothing crazy.
Yes, it's a fair point for sure.
They got their ass kicked by both teams.
They got their ass kicked
by the Bills, which we'll get into after.
You know how like you were on your ass on the Eagles' ass for like, okay, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
I'm not fully on like.
True, because
I'm bringing the point up. Yes, is it becoming? Am I fully concerned? No.
Yeah,
because you're playing backup O linemen, which is costly because I think there's many false start penalties today and holding calls as well, and your 2 best corners weren't in the game. Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey.
No, that's for sure.
They have a real like.
There's an
reason
impact,
why.
but they haven't been good defensively all year, and then in general, right? And now I get it. Jalen Ramsey was missed for a lot of that. This game you have Xavier Howard missing,
but at
times you're still an elite team. That offense can't be doing this bad.
Yeah, like
I understand you're missing O linemen and you're going against Hassan Reddick, Jalen Carter. Fletcher Cox and whoever else there is,
Jordan
Davis. But at the same time, like I said, you have Tyreek Hill, who's been like, that pick wasn't the greatest. It
wasn't good. It wasn't a good decision
because it was like a lob and Darius Slay just like caught it. But yeah,
Jalen Waddle.
The question now with the Dolphins is,
Jalen Waddle was also hurt for a bit of the game.
Yeah, but the question is, can the Dolphins beat the good teams? And yes, it sucks you're injured, but you got to find a way.
They're lucky the Bills are choking themselves.
So yeah, let's go to that.
But yeah, one final point about the Dolphins. I can't consider them elite because of this right now. Right? Like, who do they beat?
The Broncos with 70.
Exactly. But it's not fully on them because yes, injuries have played a part. Like, we haven't seen the full Miami team yet.
We also need to see a full Vic Fangio defense actually do something. Like
exactly.
We've used to seeing. And I get it, you're missing your top 2 corners, but you're Vic Fangio, and the reason why you're the highest paid coordinator is to figure it out. Gus Bradley figured it out last year on the defensive side with missing guys like Shaq Leonard the whole year. You got to be proving that now this year as well. And then like, Gus is also doing with the rookie cornerbacks as well at times.
Like, am I ready to say like, oh, it's like there's genuine cause for concern in Miami? No. But it's something to think about.
Because now
it's something to think about.
Now the Chiefs officially surpassed them, in my opinion, again. With their performance against the Chargers, which we don't have to get into, and I ain't gonna get into the Taylor Swift shit again. But
they showed much less of it now.
Yeah, but let's go to the Bills. Like, that's the upset of the weekend.
Yeah, 100%.
The Patriots, by the way, Bill Belichick extension. I don't know what the details are. Apparently, he signed an extension and no one knew about it in the offseason. Like, he just signed an extension and it was like, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I was looking at the details. I couldn't find any details.
Yeah. And then another thing with Bill Belichick, he got his 300th win today as well. But yeah, starting with the Patriots, they found a way to get in that zone, right? Which was
Mac Jones had a game, 25
Yeah.
for 30, 272 yards, 2 TDs. This was the rookie Mac Jones when he beat the Bills, and they thought the Bills
I'm not
would have
saying-
lost. Bills would have been an upseller in the playoffs, and obviously we knew what happened with
but
that.
Bills were supposed to win this game. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
100%.
But at the end of the day, division games are tough to win.
For sure.
So I wasn't surprised it was a close game, and you still found a way to.
You were surprised that it was like a 22-10 game or whatever.
Yeah, at one point, that's the cause for concern. Yes, they came back. They took the lead.
But then how easy was it?
Yeah, how easily did the Patriots go down on them for like?
And you're talking about an offense that couldn't find shit, and that laid 0 on the Saints.
And injured Bills defense, but it's still a good defense with Tre'Davious White and Matt Milano. They're still capable.
On top of that, I get it. Bill figured it out, but this defense allowed 34 against the Saints. Right? The Bills have no excuse. They have firepower everywhere.
Yeah, like especially offensively. Like defensively, I can still give them a pass.
Yes,
but
they're injured, but still.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, my biggest issue with them was how the hell did they allow Mac Jones, New England Patriots offense, which was 0 points against the Saints, go down in like a minute and a half to get a game-winning touchdown, not even a field goal.
Yeah,
they needed a touchdown, and they allowed that to happen, which was probably the biggest issue I had with the game. And obviously, yes, offensively, they may not have been fully clicking, but they are now at a 4-3 record, which obviously is going to help Miami, because if Bills won today, they would have the same record, and Bills will be first place in division.
Yeah, Jets are in this game too.
Jets are in there too. Yeah.
The other big game, Detroit, Baltimore, and Detroit. Like I said, Detroit finally found their match because yes, they beat the Chiefs in Week 1, but that's Week 1 Chiefs. It's much different than a
healthy Ravens.
Yeah,
like a healthier Ravens team.
Lamar had himself a game.
100% had himself a game. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, first of all, with my pick'ems, I'm pissed because out of all, the Eagles lost 1, so I had the Dolphins. So take that one aside. Before that game, I was dominating because I picked a lot of the underdog picks, which happened to go in my favor. For example, this one, a lot of you guys picked, or family members picked Lions. I don't think it was half and half, right? Atlanta, I was the only one. The Steelers, I was the only one. And but the one that lost was freaking Indy, the one that we needed him to win. So I don't know how to feel about that. But anyways, back to this. 38-6 against that defense who's been performing well, and that offensive line, and they got like sacked and whatever the case may be.
Jared Goff was getting sacked.
Jared Goff a pick 5 times. Yeah, he sacked 5 times.
Thought it was Sam Howell out there.
Yeah.
Who got sacked another 6 times today.
Exactly. Lamar Jackson, 357 passing yards. On top of that, he had 36 rushing yards, but he had a touchdown out of that and 3 passing. This is the Lamar Jackson classic. I'm putting myself back in the MVP conversation because he did it against a good team after a disappointing performance against Pittsburgh.
The issue with this is like, can you do it again?
Yeah.
Because he has not been doing it consistently.
I believe he will now.
You have to see it. It's not like I believe. Like for me, it's like you have to see it to believe it now. Because like, yes, like I'm not surprised he had this game.
Yeah.
But like, the thing that's gonna be surprising is if he's doing it like in a 3-game, 4-game span, which he hasn't really done over his career. Where he has 2 games in a row, takes 2 games off, 2 games again type of thing, or like 1 game good, 2 games bad, 2 games good, 1 game bad. Like, it's up and down. It's very up and down. So can he just stack together a 3-game win streak where he's like, I'm Lamar Jackson, and I'm gonna win this game for the Baltimore Ravens?
Well, it sucks that next week they're playing the Cardinals, so I wanted to see it. Sometimes.
So he's gonna be Lamar Jackson, and he's gonna win this game for the Ravens.
But yeah, Lions, a little bit back to earth, but I still think they're one of the 3rd best teams. Still.
Yeah, I mean, it's like sometimes it's like when you're going that high, you need an L. Like Miami, they were pretty high, they needed an L. I'll say the same thing for Detroit. Packers really was a week 1 overreaction.
Yeah.
The Bears ain't anything. And the Vikings...
Hey, Bears won, though. Backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Destroyed the other guys. Josh McDaniels needs to go.
Yeah.
Lost to Jeff Saturday, and now a undrafted backup QB.
Yeah. Tyson Bagent.
Yeah.
Absolute stud. And Vikings are just playing the Niners today as well.
So any game you want to talk about before we get into the Niners?
Yeah, let's get into it. Vikings, Niners. Yes, Niners are injured.
I think
Rams are
McCaffrey's questionable. Debo's out, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
I think Debo has a hairline fracture.
Yeah, so he's out. Debo's out. Obviously, Jefferson's out. McCaffrey is questionable. Trent Williams is doubtful, so he's pretty much out.
Yeah.
And
So, I mean, with the Vikings luck, I'm picking the Niners. Can they bounce back like the Eagles did? And yeah, we'll see what goes from there.
question mark,
The
right?
Niners defense is still good. There's no Jefferson, which is also the entire Vikings offense,
Yeah.
you could say. And yeah, I trust the Niners defense to make some plays. I'm not saying the offense might be a little bit iffy, might not click as much, but I still think that I trust the Niners defense to make enough plays to help put this offense in a good position to win this game.
this will be a close game, I still think.
Yeah, I don't think it's a blowout for sure.
But yeah, I'm
But
leading
every time I say
Niners.
that, it might be a blowout.
I'm leading Niners still because Niners like to make it close for some reason. We saw it with the Rams. Some games we saw it with the Rams, and some obviously what happened last week with Cleveland.
Unless it's Dallas, where they just decided to blow
Destroyed,
them out.
yeah.
And the Steelers, week 1 as well.
Yeah, so I'm going with Niners. We'll come back to this on Thursday, Thursday's pod. But yeah, Niners. I'm
Okay. Still sticking with them.
Some quick news though out of the NFL world. Like we said, we already mentioned the Belichick extension. Saquon Barkley is not supposed to be traded. Again, we don't. Trade deadline is October 31st, and so there's that. The other one is Devontae Adams won't be traded. That was the name I had on the trade block at the beginning of the year. I think you did too.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Devontae probably wants out and go to a team.
No, I think he wants to stay.
True, actually,
That's
yeah,
the thing.
But who knows? Mentally, he might be like, okay, if I ain't doing shit and they got their ass kicked today,
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably wants out.
But the reason was because he wanted to play with the Raiders as well. In
Derek
general,
Carr.
but just the Raiders in general. I think that was his team growing up, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was also a factor of Derek Carr being there.
Yeah, as well as that, obviously. But yeah, I don't think he never said himself that he wanted to leave as well. So that's why I'm not too surprised that he's not on the trade block.
Yeah, I mean, you don't trade a guy like that mid-season, but who knows, right? If I were him, I would have crushed a trade.
Oh yeah,
Obviously,
100%.
okay, not the Chiefs, but
Indeed.
well, yeah, Indy, because
Yeah.
we're linked to Judy, and I don't know if I really want Judy. But yeah, obviously Indy's a different story. But if
feel like talk about
you're talking
someone-
about contender-wise, I wouldn't mind seeing him not on the Eagles, but
The Lions.
hey, if I'm the Niners, call.
The Lions.
Yeah, Lions would be honestly a
because
good spot.
Okay, think off the top of my head, I don't know the cap space. I don't think the Niners have cap space.
Yeah.
I don't think the obviously Chiefs wouldn't. I don't think the Chiefs have it. I don't think the Saints have it either, as well.
Hey, if I'm the Jets, call.
I don't know if the
Honestly.
Jets have it either.
But the problem is Zach Wilson's throwing the ball, and you don't know how that's gonna be. But yeah,
I
no,
think-
honestly, if I were him, figure it out, right? Jacksonville, honestly, call him. Right now,
Please-
as an
please
Indy
don't-
fan,
please don't
as an
call him.
Indy fan, don't.
Please
but
don't.
as a guy who's being not biased and in the NFL world right now,
I'm gonna be biased and I'm gonna pray. Please do not call. Obviously, okay, let's stop because it's not happening.
Yeah.
But for me, I think Lions might be the best fit here because they don't really have a guy after Amon-Ra, and this could be a guy before Amon-Ra as well.
yeah, we'll look into it more next week. But those are the two names. Saquon, I'm not surprised. I wonder if they're gonna give him a contract and how much of that JT contract helps his situation there. He came back, almost beat the Bills and beat the Commanders today, where Jonathan Allen is kind of pissed right now. To the point where this is what he said.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this shit. I've been here for this long and blah, 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 right? So,
I mean, I don't blame him.
yeah, I don't blame him either.
All right, well, you're in Washington. Of course, this the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, I think that's the big... we don't need to go talk about Chiefs game today.
Oh yeah, they finally looked at the Chiefs.
Yeah, I guess we should, right? Mahomes had a crazy game.
Mahomes, let's do it quick. Mahomes had
Very
a crazy
quick.
game. We didn't watch the game obviously
Because the reason why we didn't watch the game, we had a guest in, so we were
guest
recording that.
Yeah.
So we didn't watch the afternoon
But
slots.
at the end of the day,
Nothing really.
from the numbers standpoint, they look like the Chiefs.
Yeah, we'll catch the highlights and talk about it Thursday if we need to, especially
But
with the other games.
I would say this that division's on lock. I think the Chargers are 2-4.
They're 2-4.
The Raiders
I
are
ain't count the other
Raiders
teams are
are-
ass. So
Raiders are ahead of Chargers. 3-4, 2-4. So like obviously
Still ass.
division-
I trust the Chargers to figure it out. At least make it like
division's
500.
lock. Division's lock.
Division's lock.
Chiefs have won the AFC West again.
Yeah. Oh, and then teams calling Vikings about trading for Daniil Hunter.
Obviously, star player. He's been playing really good as well. He's up there in sacks, like I said before.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And Tyrod Taylor might be better than Daniel Jones.
Start Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, like genuinely, like if
same amount of touchdown passes already.
yeah, like just play Tyrod Taylor. But yeah, let's move on.
Oh, Kyler Murray thing. I remember I mentioned last
Yeah.
week. It's the same thing as Jonathan Taylor, the 21-day thing.
Yeah.
So he's off the IR or the PUP.
So yeah,
and there's
they have 21 days to
back
activate him. Yeah.
Okay. So we might get to see
Kyler Murray
this year. Okay. Let's get into the MLB playoffs.
All right. So from where we left off, we've witnessed probably two of the best games of the playoffs. Starting off with the Game 3 of the Diamondbacks and Phillies.
And we have the BTR curse, I think, because you said sweep and I said 4-1, and neither happened.
Yeah, this could be 4-2 on today.
So
for Phillies, but yeah, no, that game I just want to quickly go over it. Pitching matchup. What a pitching performance by Ranger Suarez and Brandon Pfaadt, the rookie. I think it's Pfaadt. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think the PSL, so I think it's Brandon Pfaadt.
Yeah,
and they made a bold decision of pulling Brandon Pfaadt.
Hey,
but it worked out at the end. Kettle Marte has been on a good streak here as well, and then obviously Game 5. Which was also another big game. I think it was a 6-5 game comeback for the Diamondbacks. And I think Gabby Moreno had the game...
you mean Game 4?
Game leading. Or Game 4, yeah.
Yeah, because when Game 5 Phillies
Yeah, won. Game 4 where Gabby Moreno had the game leading hit in the bottom of the 8th. And then Game 5, you're playing Zach Wheeler and you have no chance. So yeah, that's the story. So
for me, first of all, Blue Jays, I told you. That's it. Next.
You're looking like the big...
Listen, I don't mind the trade.
Losers.
I just hate the fact we included Gabriel Moreno in that trade.
Yeah.
That's all. Nothing more to it. But, well, we've been that path so many times. Diamondbacks came home, got the first 2 at home. And
they're going to need to figure out Aaron Nola.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
they're going to need to... Because at the end of the day, like Merrill Kelly in that game 2, Merrill Kelly pitched well. But you're not getting run support early on. It's going to take a toll on a pitcher, right? And if you're always like pitching from like, okay, I have to pitch like I can't mess up because like if I do, I could only allow 1 run. I can't allow any type of thing because my team's gonna barely get 2 on Aaron Nola. Even if they do, they might not even get that much. They might get 0 again.
And then Phillies came back to earth in Game 5 and won 6-1.
Yeah. So exactly.
Did Taijuan Walker pitch?
No, he didn't pitch.
Okay, so he might be coming off the bullpen or something, or he's injured.
I don't think Lorenzen pitched either. Their trade deadline acquisition as well, but
yeah, I think Philly closes it though.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron,
especially with a Game 7 going on
with
the other
Aaron
side.
Nola on the mound.
Yeah,
right. Like you have your, like they couldn't figure him out Game 2. Like they couldn't figure out Zach Wheeler in Game 1, and ultimately Zach Wheeler is 2-0 in this series. And I expect Aaron Nola to be 2-0 in this series, and they're back home as well. Game 6 is in Philadelphia.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think they'll close it out. Speaking of home, no home team has won this playoff series. Between the ALCS, Texas routed them 9-2. Houston today 3-3. Before that, it was like I said, Texas being Texas up 2-0, and then back down 3-2. Had all that game. That Friday game was insane.
If I said Game 3 was good for the Diamondbacks Phillies, Game 5 was a playoff.
Oh, for sure.
It was a game of the playoffs. 100%.
I was because we were going to the BC Lions game, so you were at school, I was at work, so I stayed at work and I had the game on. Perfect timing because obviously I didn't watch the initial one, but it was Adolis Garcia.
So
to go
what
ahead
happened was
lead.
I think Montgomery was pitching versus Verlander, so I think Montgomery gave him a home run in the first, and then I turned the game on around like the 4th, and I think Nathaniel Lowe tied it, like perfect timing, and then I think it was like a bunch of base hits, and Astros take the lead again, and then it was 3-run shot, so it became a 4-2 game by Adolis Garcia, and then a brawl. Well, not really a brawl, but benches cleared. Because I think Adolis Garcia got hit by a pitch in the.
Yeah, he's appealing the guy pitcher.
Brian Abreu?
Yeah.
Appealing what?
He apparently got suspended.
He pitched today.
He appealed it, so he's allowed to pitch.
He pitched today.
Yeah, because I saw a notification at the bottom of the Sportsnet thing that he appealed it, so that's why he's allowed to pitch.
He pitched today.
I mean, why wouldn't you appeal it? Because your season could be on the line in general.
And like he's one of the best freaking bullpen guys in the game. And and then top of the would it be top, right? Yeah, top of the 9 because Rangers were home.
Yeah.
And top of the 9, Leclerc, who's been really good this postseason, comes in, just closing situation 4-2, allows the first 2 on base, and then Altuve smashes a 3-run home run.
Arguably the clutchest hitter. Now I know what you're gonna say.
I mean, I'll give it to him. Like, he had a big home run, 5-4 game, and ultimately closed it out.
Then go to the bottom of the 9th.
Oh yeah, bottom of the 9th. First 2 got on, right?
First 2 got on. I was watching that. First 2 got on. 8-9 hitter.
With Simeon and Seager.
Seager coming up, and they both get out.
Your 2 best players.
And then the third guy got out as well, I believe. So Adolis Garcia was a cleanup.
Adolis Garcia first of all, he got kicked out of the game.
Oh yeah, true.
And
I didn't watch
he was a cleanup. Though.
So either way, he was not gonna have an opportunity. I think.
It was Evan Carter.
So they had the first 2 on, had the opportunity. They were too big. Now Simeon struggled all playoffs long. I think he was only batting
and
one.
And Seager has
been
something great as well himself.
Yeah, they had the chance.
But that game 5, absolutely insane. This is MLB playoffs may have not been great.
Yeah,
but game 5 is the reason why MLB playoffs is like one of the better ones to watch in my opinion.
Game 6, and obviously they had to answer. For whatever reason, the Astros suck at home. I guess as Jovan and I would like to say, the trash cans must have been locked up or banned. So
that's probably
clearly why they're losing. But Rangers, Adolis Garcia once again.
Grand Slam. But like
he's like reminding me their version of Yordan Alvarez in a way. Just like
kind of is. He's their main power guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it was a 4-2 game before that moment happened. No, it was a 5-2 game.
Yeah.
Because they walked the guy before
and then
making it 5-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a similar sense to game 5, but this time Texas added on the runs.
Yeah.
Where they couldn't do in game 5.
Yeah.
But 9-2 victory.
Now
and where Max Scherzer is gonna verse Christian Javier in game 7.
So here's the thing, right? Max Scherzer's been struggling in the playoffs in general. I'm going back to the previous years. Are they playing today? Oh, sorry. Yeah, today?
It's today. Both games are today.
They're the later game. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, obviously they're the later game.
So I did say that if it goes 7, Houston's my pick. I don't know if I should. I don't know. Do I switch? Because I did say Texas will win in 6, but I said if it goes 7, it's Houston. And you've said Texas.
I said Texas in 7.
You're technically almost right to your initial prediction of the rematch.
But the issue is, do I trust Scherzer?
That's my point now.
Right? Yes, he got a game under his belt, which kind of gives me a little bit of confidence. But Astros, when Scherzer got traded to the Rangers, the one team he did struggle against was Astros.
And the Astros have been here before, whereas the Rangers have not.
Yeah,
I know they have select players like Seager.
They have some experienced guys, right? Seager being the top of the list.
I'm switching it. I said I did technically. I'm not switching because I did say if it was a 6, I'm going with Texas. If it goes to 7, I'm going Houston. So I'm going with your initial prediction.
My initial prediction.
Your prediction, Houston Philly final.
No, my initial prediction was Phillies Texas. Then the postseason preview prediction was Phillies Astros.
So I'm going with that. I think Houston. I'm gonna switch to Houston winning game 7 because I did technically I said that caveat. If it goes to 7, it's Houston, and the experience will help them. Now that being said, the BTR curse, blah blah blah. I'm gonna look like an idiot, but who cares? Don't listen to us when you bet. Simple as that. That's on you guys.
And
so you're sticking with it.
I'm sticking with the Rangers.
I don't get the home.
I don't know.
Like, what the hell is wrong with the home field in this?
Yeah, I genuinely don't know. But like, if I'm thinking about it, right? Actually, no, I don't think it's possible. I was just thinking if there's a way of like Jordan Montgomery being available because he's on 2 days rest.
Bro,
I think that's too tough.
Everyone's on deck in bullpen.
The only person's out, guaranteed out, is Nathan Eovaldi.
Yeah,
because he just pitched the day before.
But who knows even?
No, he's not in. His 100%.
I've seen situations where like that happened in the past where
he threw 6 in a third with like 90 pitches. I don't think he's throwing. Montgomery I could see because he's on 2-day rest. There's no way Eovaldi.
I won't be surprised if any starter is in the bullpen. I'll be straight up. I agree with you. Yeah, you could only make so many people available, so I agree with that. But if you're talking about Montgomery and whoever else,
Montgomery has a chance. Eovaldi is no chance.
Who's your other guy?
Who?
Heaney's already in the bullpen.
No, that's done. Like those are only two guys. There's been those two been their guys since the beginning.
Who are the pitchers in general?
I mean,
They're starting the playoffs.
Yeah, those two against
Was just what do you mean
Rays.
those two? So they only have a 3-man rotation.
Montgomery and Evaldi.
Yeah. And then it was
cooked
Scherzer
against the Rays.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who their game 3 was started was against the Baltimore Orioles.
I think it was Heaney.
Yeah, but he didn't do much anyways in this series. But like, yeah, genuinely.
I thought they had another guy for some reason, but yeah.
I mean, DeGrom's injured.
Yeah, no, I know
and like
that.
legit, like it's those two guys.
So what was
guys.
the order in this one? It was those two guys.
Then it was Scherzer, and then it was like a bullpen day. Like Heaney started it, but then it was like a bullpen.
Okay, I get what you mean.
And Heaney got cut.
Yeah, no, everyone's on board.
You don't need
your World Series is on the line, right? There's no excuse.
Everyone.
I won't be surprised if Nathan Eovaldi comes out. I'm gonna be dead ass with you. I won't be surprised.
I will be surprised
because if you're down 4-3 or whatever the case,
I'll be surprised.
They're gonna go with the fresher arm. I get that for sure.
He's the last man that should be coming out. If he's available.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But no, I don't think they shouldn't make him available.
But yeah, like it's
just for his health, do not make him available.
All hands on deck is what people are gonna say for Game 7 and World Series on the line.
Yeah, like I'm like Verlander and Montgomery, like they could be coming out of the bullpen depending on how tight this game is. But at the end of the day, they both. For me, it's more so on the Texas side than the Astros side. Just because Astros do have a better bullpen, like Brian Abreu, Ryan Presley, Hector Neris. Whereas the Rangers really have Leclerc.
To be fair,
and
though,
the odd Chapman.
To be fair, though, they've stepped up in the playoffs more than the regular season. Their bullpen in general.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, Game 7. So next episode we'll be previewing the World Series.
Yeah,
most likely. Yeah, it is.
It is 100%.
So catch your playoffs now. Trust me, Phillies are home. You want to watch that atmosphere. That's for sure.
Phillies are legit.
And the Game 7 atmosphere in general. Hopefully, I get home in time. Okay, that being and plus I don't really care about the Monday night football game. Monday night football game.
I'm failing my exam.
Hey, Jovin's prof, if you're watching this, the guy has a side business right here, the side job right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get to some quick fire because even the last topic in the NHL is kind of quick fire.
Yeah.
First off, NBA. Like we said. It's starting on Tuesday. Opening tip-off is Nuggets getting their rings against the Lakers. Again, reminder, bonus episode, straight NBA talk only, coming out tomorrow. We'll be recording that after this pod. And as like I said, the tier list, it will be out this week, most likely Wednesday, but no promises. We're just going to say this week due to some issues. Technically, and on the YouTube side of things. We're still learning, by the way. If
it's the YouTube side of things.
Yeah, so
we had it figured out this time.
Yeah, we're learning. Let's put it that way.
YouTube.
Yeah, how YouTube works. But yeah, that's the NBA. There's nothing else. I mean, I guess there's some like Danny Avdia got extended. It's like small extensions that happen.
Let's end it off with the UFC.
You want to end on the UFC?
Yeah, because there's probably a little bit of discussion we could do in that.
Okay.
NHL, we talked about this topic many times, the Pride tape.
Yeah, and, so big thing with that is Travis Dermott, former Canuck, former Leaf. I was hoping he worked out for the Canucks, but then the injury last year. Now in Arizona, which is not surprising because that's where everybody goes to resurrect themselves a little bit, is the first player to put Pride tape after it was banned. Now, there's no news that have come out of what will happen, and
NHL's looking into it.
So we'll see what happens. Like, I think it's what are you going to suspend him? It's bullshit. For Pride tape, it's bullshit. That's player's choice.
The taping the stick is player's choice. You could tape him whatever you want.
What's his name?
That's appropriate. Obviously, you don't tape with like random stuff, but like
the guy who drafted the Sedins, Brian Burke.
Yeah.
He was on Donnie and Dolly, and he said it himself. He's like, he's willing to pay the fines, by the way, if there's fines. He said, anyone that wants to use Pride tape, do it. I will pay for your fines.
Wow.
Because he said the jerseys, fine. He gets it.
He but tape is like, you customize your stick however you want to.
Yeah.
Right? Like, at the end of the day, like, you use flame tape, whatever you want.
Flame? What do you think, Jesse Pollock?
Yeah, from Bartel. Like, he uses flame tape to like use whatever tape you want. Like, that's too far.
Yeah, so he's saying that like that's bullshit. That should be in the player. Like, yeah, I still disagree with the whole jersey thing.
Yeah,
I feel like,
but like the stick is like it's the player,
which causes cancellation of the other ones. But the tape, yeah, I think it's bullshit. And
some guy might have superstitions. You know, he might play good with pirate tape, but he can't wear it. He can't put it on.
I think that's a different factor for him.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, you know, like I'm just trying to prove like that's whatever you do with your stick is like your own stick. Like,
So yeah, he's become the first known NHL. It's not even that big, honestly. If you look at the picture, it's like on the top of his knob. It's not fully taped up either. It's like on the near the top.
It's a tape.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's tape.
like you can see it, right? Like where it is.
Well, nah, I'll see it after. But like, it's tape.
Yeah.
It's tape. Like, what the hell's gonna happen?
Yeah, like no, look at this one. I zoomed in. I already have it out. But like, if that thing gets you fined, I'm sorry, NHL, you're a disgrace. Like, how much is that realistically?
Bro, no.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, if the big question is the Russian factor of it, I believe that's where it's coming from. And whoever doesn't support it, then don't support it. So, yeah, that's the big story. Like, I'm intrigued to see what the thing is. To be fair,
like as a viewer, are you gonna look at the guy's tape?
Well, speaking of Brian Burke, Travis continues to be a courageous leader in the LGBTQ plus allyship. I hope other players follow his example.
Yeah.
So this confirms that he will probably pay for it because Brian Burke has family members, I think that are, I think gay. He said that I think unfortunately passed away, but based on what he said at Donnie Dolly.
But I'm just saying, like, to be fair, like, it's tape, and as a viewer of hockey, how often do we see the tape, as well?
Yeah.
Right, like on a stick. That's also another point.
I think the company says we will happily send pride tape to any other NHL player that wants to join Travis and visibly demonstrate their allyship, Wells told Perez. Dermott reached out to Pride Tape. I guess that's literally a company called Pride, Pride Tape, and ordered some rolls as soon as the NHL issued the ban. The company's co-founder, Dr. Christopher Wells. On top of that, Brian Burke, like I said, is following it. Philadelphia Flyers forward Scott Lawton said he'll probably wrap his stick in pride tape regardless of the punishment. Flames defenseman Rasmus Anderson said the ban sucks. And Toronto Maple Leafs defenseman Morgan Riley lamented that he wished players had the right to do more in the week of the league decision. And we've heard what Quinn Hughes' thoughts are on this as well.
Yeah, like everyone.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's stupid. Figure it out. Simple as that.
We said it many times.
Yeah, I don't care. It's just
and we said
so
it.
frustrating.
We say it again as well.
Yeah, but yeah, it's frustrating. But anyways, other quick NHL news before we get into the UFC. McDavid injured 1 or 2 weeks. Draisaitl, can you carry? Which I know he can. So
yeah,
he can.
He can.
There's no debate that he.
But like overall,
there's a reason why he won MVP that 1 year.
Yeah,
because
but overall, Edmonton hasn't been looking
screwed.
good.
Yeah, 1 to 2 week injury as of right now, and they're screwed because of the cap. It's not an LTIR injury, so they can't put McDavid's contract in the LTIR and figure it out.
Yeah.
They got to figure stuff out there. Overall, though, let's go to our weekly check at the standings and stuff if you want. Matthews still stuck at 6 goals. Our boy Brock Besser tied with him, along with who got the hat trick on the weekend again in Florida? Sam Reinhart.
Bro, DeBrincat got a hat trick today as well.
Oh, so let me see if I don't know if it's updated.
Is he up there? I think he might be up there, yo.
Jack Hughes and Elias Pettersson are leading points at 10 points each. Kucherov 6 goals, Matthews 6 goals, Reinhardt 6 goals.
DeBrincat's leading. You got a hat trick.
Besser 6 goals. DeBrincat has 5 on my list.
I don't know if that 5's added yet.
I'll double check that.
Is it added or not? Let's see. I need to check this right now.
Okay, you check because I know you have.
Yeah.
Assists. PD's leading it, but yeah, based on standings though, while Jobin checks that, Boston is making us look stupid.
They are. They're
5-0.
They genuinely are, I guess.
They're 5-0.
So when does the season start? 2 + 2 4. He's at 7 for sure. He might be at 9.
He has 8 goals because you just go to their game today. It says 8 beside it.
Oh, so you have 8.
The goal. Yeah, he has 8. So he's leading. So 2 things that we look stupid. Boston number 1.
Yeah.
And number 2, we had Buffalo, Ottawa, Detroit as the top 3 out of those 3. It's flipped. Detroit, Ottawa, and Buffalo right now.
Yeah.
Buffalo's 2 and 3. I don't know what's happening there. Florida ain't looking the same either.
Florida
Montreal, baby, let's go. Prove me right.
Florida
that they're not the F tier team.
Florida has injuries.
True.
Florida's injured.
Because OEL's playing like 20 something minutes a game. But yeah, the biggest one for sure is the Bruins, right? Here's another one. The Flyers are division leaders right now.
Yeah, right.
They're 3-1-1.
They've been playing good, bro.
And the Devils and all, honestly, they're close enough. It's obviously early.
But like the Flyers, bro, they've actually been playing good. They
destroyed us.
I think they beat Tampa Bay as well.
Yeah.
Like they
beat Oilers.
Well, yeah.
They lost to the Stars in overtime or shootout because I think it's overtime OTL.
Okay,
they got destroyed by the Senators. They beat the Jackets.
They didn't beat Tampa Bay. They beat Jackets. They beat the Oilers. Yeah, those Oilers. I mixed Oilers and Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Looking good. I mean, I think they're gonna fall back to earth, obviously.
Yeah, it's five games in.
But yeah, from there, and Columbus is top 3, and early overreaction.
These are all early overreactions.
Yeah.
And
Colorado, proving why they're a S tier team.
5-0 Vegas.
Apparently, Ryan Johansson looks like he's gained a step instead of losing.
I mean,
a step.
when you're in like a winning environment.
Well, I mean, even with like
It's a winning
age
environment.
wise, like
Yeah,
you don't
like
pick up
winning,
speed out of
like,
nowhere.
But winning environment like
That one,
gives a little bit of adrenaline rush.
Arizona 3-2, they're third place.
Vegas undefeated.
Vegas is there's 3 teams that are undefeated fully.
Vegas.
And then Dallas is undefeated NHL standards because they have a point streak going because they're 3-0-1. Vegas undefeated, Canucks second place. Oilers, don't know what you guys are doing. Your Seattle Kraken, don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, but yeah, you can look at the standings for yourself early on.
Yeah, these are early overreactions.
But these are early overreactions,
which we're gonna do every Sunday.
What the hell is going on?
Some of them are what the hell. Like Boston, I did not expect to be 5.
Yeah.
Vegas, I did.
Flyers, I didn't, and yeah.
Okay, UFC, the biggest thing. Let's close off hot. 2 of the 3. Okay, we had to talk about the 3 fights.
3 fights. Yeah.
The Ankalaev versus Walker. First round doctor stoppage leading to a no contest because of I think it was an illegal strike, knee to a defenseless person in the head.
Knee to the head, yeah.
Now apparently Walker was asked questions he did not answer, like where are you, what round we're in. Now I heard it was like maybe a communication issue, but either way it was a no contest.
It was a quick decision.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he wasn't answering like what country you're in. He did not answer.
Apparently he said I'm in the desert. Now, to be fair, he might be kind of right. But,
yeah, that's true.
Because it was Abu Dhabi.
But like, I feel like it could have been like a little bit more. I felt like the decision was a little bit rushed, but I'm not like surprised it ended like that as well.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know where he was, and you can't have a fighter.
Yeah, so he's Brazilian,
like
so
that.
Portuguese is his first language. So they were saying that there were concerns. But if you can answer what round you're in, okay, that's a little weird.
And they were trying to fight still.
They were still trying to fight, so I'm sure they're gonna run it back.
Yeah, they're gonna run it back. They were trying to fight you.
Let's get to the
point where Dana had to step in as well.
Co-main event and main event. First of all, the co-main event. I wish this was a 5-rounder. Hamza Chimaev, now representing the UAE, majority decision win. So he won 2 rounds, 29-27, and drew around 28-28. Dominated the first round.
He has a good grapple game. He has a good wrestling game.
I don't know if he's ready to face the champ yet, because he didn't dominate like he should.
I mean,
like first round.
Okay, to be fair, Usman is still that guy. Like Usman is still very good.
But again, here's the thing though. Usman is still a natural welterweight, and so is Hamza Chimaev.
They both were, yeah. They both.
So my point is, Chimaev has to verse a guy like Paulo Costa first again, or someone else in the middleweight before you get Strickland, because I'm not the only one saying this, by the way. Ariel Helwani's on board.
Yeah, that's fair. But I'm just saying, like, if you're coming in expecting him to dominate, I did not expect that because Usman is still good. I'm not saying like he deserves title shot, but I'm saying like he didn't have to like.
Yeah,
he just had to win.
Usman switched it up to a striking.
Yeah,
test,
Usman.
so that helped
like
him.
if it's a striking game, if it was like boxing, Usman would have won.
Yeah,
but like obviously UFC, there's ground game to it, there's takedowns to it, and Khamzat Chimaev is one of the best at doing that stuff, and he could take down legit anyone he can. I think Usman got taken down. That was the second time in his career. First time against Leon Edwards, and yeah, like at the end of the day, takedowns are worth more points, so I'm not surprised by the decision at all. I think Chimaev did edge it out, but Usman did make it a fight in the third round for sure.
Yeah, I thought Hamza was gonna win because of just he was the more guy. Training wise, again, it's not easy fighting someone on 12 days notice when you're preparing for a different fight, especially a heavier guy.
Yeah, but like the thing is also, the third round, which also helped Chimaev, was he got a big takedown there as well.
Late, yeah.
Because then that's when Usman was firing a little bit. We're like, oh, yo, Usman might be, switching the tide of the fight. And Chimaev got a nice little takedown there. And then the last 5 seconds were like them just swinging at each other.
Good news is Usman said he's not done. He's like, yeah, he was questioning after losing twice. And then this one, he's like, I got to listen to my coaches more, which he did because he started playing the striking game. So let's see. I think he'll go back to welter and see what happens there. Maybe face someone. I don't know who's up there because like obviously Leon's fighting. Covington.
Yeah.
So don't know what's gonna happen with that. That's in December if I'm not mistaken. But did we talk about Adesanya in general? What his decision? It happened last week. I'm not sure if we talked about it last episode.
But Adesanya?
That he's taking a break. I don't think we did.
No, we didn't take.
Okay, so very quickly before we get to the main event, which is the main topic, Israel Adesanya announced that he will be taking a long break.
It's fair.
Deserved. He was dominating. Obviously, you could tell something was off in that. The Strickland fight.
He's been fighting consistently as well.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, at the end of the day, you're fighting, right? Like,
Yeah.
you deserve a break.
He'll probably be back like late next year.
Yeah.
The way he's talking about it. And probably will get a title shot immediately, depending on who it is. And yeah, so well deserved. We'll see what happens. All right, moving on to his partner and prime buddy, who apparently people are like, it's not a coincidence that the two prime athletes are shat at now. But there's another UFC cover curse because Volkanovski was on the cover apparently.
Yeah, he was. I think.
Obviously, we saw what happened with Izzy and other people in the past, Ronda, for example. But the fight that we thought was should have been an easy unanimous, probably an easy unanimous decision win, but it won't be like as fast and everything.
It was a surprising
Like
end.
this one was definitely more. I thought the Usman fight would be more of a non-decision win for Hamza, not this one. And obviously, to your point,
he was unprepared.
He was. He said he
was unprepared.
He said he only took it because he thought A, he didn't want to pass up this opportunity. B, he thought it was something like God calling that like, hey, this sign, like a sign, right?
He felt a sign.
And the third thing is he's just like, I was depressed. I wanted to fight someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom. He wasn't the first choice. We mentioned Gaethje was the first guy.
But at the end of the day, I said it before. I said it again. It was a losing fight, in my opinion. Like, it was a losing case. For me, like, obviously, I didn't expect to end like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he was gonna get knocked out. But at the end of the day, I expected a guy like Makhachev, where a fight was that so close, right? I just felt like you were just getting fed to the Tigers, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's his choice at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, it is his choice. Like,
for me, okay, here's the thing. When we were arguing last week about this, I was making more my choice based on that this was going to be a decision victory. I still think that he'll be back, not soon now, clearly, but I think he'll fight Topuria, whatever his name, Ilya Topuria
in January.
In January, he wants. But at the same time, I think he will get a fight, whether it be with Makhachev or someone else.
I don't think it's Makhachev.
And lightweight.
I don't think it's Makhachev.
Yeah, it'll be probably he'll get a lightweight match.
He can, yeah.
He's gonna run through the featherweight again, whatever. I think his featherweight division.
Yeah.
The only guy that should compete with him is Holloway, and he destroyed him the last fight. And we'll see what happens with this Ilya Topuria fight. But yeah, did not expect him to go out. You could tell that he was unprepared. His body wise, he was losing a lot of. He had to lose a lot of weight.
The issue was the fight was so close the first time. Makhachev kind of knew what to.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing.
With a full camp.
But here's the thing as well. Well, he didn't have a full camp against him. That's the difference.
Yeah, I know, but like.
But my point is, he was close, and arguably people say he got robbed. I don't think it was a robbery. Was at his home. Now he was fighting Makhachev at his home on a short notice. Again, I don't think he had much to lose this fight. So the way he lost looks bad. I get that.
It's bad.
But he had more to gain than lose and covered. Like even with Makhachev, I guess the way Makhachev needed to win like that for people to say like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. If Makhachev had won by decision, then people would be like, oh, the guy didn't have a full count.
Okay, to be fair, Volkanovski is a guy everyone expected decision.
I agree with that. That's why I was making my argument.
And because everyone knows that Volk is like that guy.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the day, when you're going into a fight unprepared against Islam Makhachev,
and Volk admitted himself that
you're making a mistake.
Yeah.
And I believe it was a mistake from the beginning, and I proved to be right. In emphatic fact, I didn't expect to be in that fashion, but I guess that's probably the one thing I was right on.
I don't think if that was the argument we're making.
I'm a Volk guy. My two guys are Volkanovski and Oliveira.
Yeah.
Right? Like, those are two guys I don't care who they're fighting, I'm going for.
Yeah.
And I was saying this was a mistake.
So now, if you worded it like that, I would have agreed with you. The way you're saying he has more to lose or risk, that was the argument I was against. I felt like the decision was wrong. I agree with that part.
Yeah.
But I feel like because the decision was made, I thought Makhachev had more to lose.
It was a risky decision.
It was a risky.
Yeah. It's a risk.
Yeah.
It's a risk. It clearly was a risk, and it did not pay off.
For sure. But anyways,
I was right. I finally won an argument. Let's go.
Okay.
I was proven right.
Sure, whatever. But you have to admit that Makhachev had more to lose, though.
I won.
Makhachev had more to lose. Makhachev had more to lose.
I won.
But did Makhachev have more to lose?
I won. End it off with that.
Fine.
End off the episode with that.
No, we're not ending up with that because I have a follow-up question.
All right, guys.
I have a follow-up question.
That's pretty much it.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah, what?
Makachev, Dana said, is Oliveira is the next
100%,
guy.
yeah.
If Makachev does what he did against Oliveira the first time, wins by submission or knockout or whatever he did, should he move up to Walter, assuming he's not retiring?
Yeah.
Should he just go up to Walter? Because I don't think there's a point for him to fight Gaethje.
Yeah, I think he'll dominate Gaethje as well. I think he'll dominate Gaethje if that's the case. If he does that to Oliveira.
Yeah. I think Makachev should challenge Walter depending on who the champ at Walter is. And the vacant should be Gaethje versus maybe Oliveira again. Or Gaethje versus Volk if Volk really wants to come up and if he destroys Topuria. Right?
Well, that'll be for interim. It'll be interim title then.
No, but if he...
Like you want him to fully just move up. Not even like come back down. Like how Volk went up and down.
Okay, yeah. So
technically he's still the champion.
Technically interim. So if Gaethje technically wins the interim, then he'll fight Makachev again. Anyways. But okay, yeah. My point is, whether he vacates it or not, he has to go up to Walter, I think, to challenge himself.
Yeah, I mean, like you...
Or if he wants to really dehydrate himself and lose weight and go down to Volk and face Volk at his level. But I doubt that should be the case either.
Yeah, I think, me personally, it's better if you go up in weight.
Yeah.
Just like for your benefit as well. And I would say... Yeah, I think that's
like
only
do what Izzy did too, right?
Yeah,
like,
do what Izzy did. Just take a chance, right? If you like destroy Oliveira.
And Volk, obviously.
Just take a chance, like how Volk did.
Yeah.
And see what happens there. And then if Gaethje wins the IC, come back down, and that's probably the only guy you have left to beat. That's probably deservingly of a shot.
Because like I don't think Poirier is gonna do anything
Gaethje
unless McGregor comes down.
Gaethje's
and that's a fight.
Gaethje's ahead of Poirier. Gaethje's ahead of Poirier.
Oh, for sure, because the way he won. But I don't know what's happening with McGregor, but we'll see with that.
We know what's been happening with McGregor.
But if Oliveira wins, though, that's where it's gonna be crazy.
Then we're gonna have a trilogy.
Yeah, trilogy, and then Gaethje comes into the mix. But what was I gonna say? Forgot now.
That's pretty much
no. Easily pound for pound now, right?
Oh, 100%.
Or are you gonna are you giving it to John Jones? It's no longer Volkanovski. We gotta make that clear.
Like it can't be Volkanovski now for sure.
Do you give it to Makhachev because he's been more active than John Jones?
I think
we'll find out what happens with John Jones on November, the next card.
Yeah.
I believe it's the next card.
If John Jones wins, obviously
that's a debate. It's a debate then.
I'll give it to John Jones just because. If you're looking at like just because he's one of the GOATs.
Yeah, but it's got to be a debate.
Yeah, but right now, like if the rankings were to come out tomorrow, it's Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, for sure. No debate about that. So next card is next month, sometime in November.
The big one.
The big ones are coming up. And the other thing is, I think next week or this weekend is the boxing fight. Ngannou versus Fury. So Wednesday we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We already know our predictions.
So it's Jones and Miocic for that card, and then it was Yuri and Pereira.
Yeah, I'll double check, but I believe that's the case.
That's it.
It's November 11 is Jones Miocic with Pereira and Yuri. For that one's for the title.
Yeah, that's for the title as well.
I think that might be interim maybe because
it's
Jamal.
interim.
I think Jamal vacated it as well. I'm not sure because Yuri vacated it technically.
Well, everyone vacated that title.
Yeah,
legit, everyone vacated that title.
So that's November 11, Remembrance Day, in MSG.
Yeah.
December again, another big one. That's the Edwards Covington fight with Pantoja coming back and Tony Ferguson's versus Paddy the Baddy. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. Like I said, we alluded to it. Guest video should be out this weekend. Tier list, keep an eye out this week after we make the fixing on the YouTube side of things. And bonus episode tomorrow. NBA fans, be prepared. Be prepared to yell at us. Big parody. Love it for sports and every sport. A lot of parody. NFL season's proving that right now.
Exactly.
MLB's proved it already. And NHL right now, a very early reaction. Same thing. But pretty much it from us. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Please help us reach 200 by the end of the month. And follow our socials. All updates will be there, like I mentioned about this YouTube one, the video, and download the podcast on your audio platform and rate it 5 stars if you enjoy it. Other than that, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.